Hello guys, welcome to Simplified OS, and in this tutorial we are going to learn how we can create a simple single view application for user registration. So for user registration we will be using PHP and MySQL as our backend. So the first thing we need to create is our web service that will handle the user registration, and in creating the web services the first step is creating the database. So I have already decided the database table structure. You can see it here, and to create this table we can use use this query, copy it, go to PHP myadmin. I'm using XAMPP. Create a new database here, and you can name it anything like my iOS app. Now select this database, go to SQL, paste the query, and hit go. So the table is created. So after building the database we will create our PHP project. For this I'm going to use PHP Storm. So in PHP Storm I will create a new project, and it would be an PHP empty project, and the location should be our root directory, which is htdocs for XAMPP. So I will create an app named anything like my iOS app. Now hit create, and inside the project folder we will create two more folders. The one would be includes, and the other one would be like v1. Inside includes we will create a new PHP file named constants, and we need one more file, and this file would help us to connect with the database. Oops, this file will perform the database operations, and we need one more file, and this file will connect with the database, so name it db connect. Now for the codes you can use this post. So for constants, this contains the required constants to connect with the database. So come inside constants and paste it, and change your database name, which is my iOS app. Let's confirm it, my iOS app. Rest of the thing would be same, and if you have different username of your database and password, then you should change it here. Now for db connect, copy this code and paste it here. And this is connecting to the database and returning us the con object, which is MySQL connection link. And then we will copy this class. This class has a function named create user. You can see it here. It is taking username, password, email, name and phone, and this is inserting the values to our database table that we already created. So copy the code and paste it. Now inside v1 we will create our main script, which will handle the request, and name it register, and copy the code. As you can see, it is taking a post request with all the required parameters, and it is finally inserting the values to database by calling the method of db operation class. So let's paste it here. Now let's test our script. So it is localhost slash my iOS app slash v1 slash register.php. So as you can see, we are getting an invalid request as we need to send post request. And for testing the script, I'm using Postman the REST API client. So paste the URL here, and inside body add the required parameters, and required parameters are, you can see it here, username, password, email name, and phone. So we can add the required parameters. Username, let's name Bilal, password 12345, and email.com, and name as, then phone would be my phone number, and let's hit the send request, and you can see the user created successfully. Now let's check the database. So the user created successfully, you can see the values on the database. So our script or web services is ready. Now we will create an Xcode project. Now let's create an Xcode project. So open your Xcode, and I'm using Xcode 8. Now we will create a new Xcode project. Now select single view application, hit next, and name it anything, my iOS app, and again hit next and click create. Now close your project and go to your project folder. So in my case it is inside users, username, and Xcode projects, and we have created my iOS app. Now open terminal and drag this to terminal, so it will open the terminal inside the folder, and here we will write this command pod init. Now this command will create this pod file. So now open it in Sublime or any text editor, and here we will add alarm fire. As for networking request, I'm going to use this library alarm fire. So copy this line and paste it inside target application do. Paste it. Now close the pod file and again come to terminal and run the command pod install. It will install alarm fire to your application. Now close the terminal, go to your project and open this, your project name .exe workspace. Open it. Now we need to create the user interface, username, password, email name, and phone. So we have to create the text fields. For this, open main.storyboard, and we need 1 2 3 4 5 text fields. So we will use text field, drag it here, and good. Now you can give it a placeholder like enter username, and again we can copy the same and name it enter password. So we need username, password, email name, and phone. So enter email, then enter name, and the last one is enter phone. Now for password, enable the secure text entry as it will hide the entered text, and for email you can change the keyboard type to email, and for phone it would be number pad or phone pad. Now we need a button, and name the button as register. And now we need a label where we will display the success message. So we have the label, and remove the label text. Now click here to open as assistant editor, and now we will connect the views to this view controller.swift file. For this, press Ctrl and drag the view to your code and name it text field username, and we will do the same for all. And for the button we will do the same, but this time we will choose action from here, and you can change the type to UI button and name it button register. That's it. Now connect the label as well, and the label is same as the text field. So label message. So we have connected the UIs. Now you need to import Alamo Fire. Now for registering the user to database, we need to send username, password, name, email, and phone. So copy this and paste it here. So we have the parameters. Now this would be text field user capital N. I have given a capital N here. So we have the parameters, and we are getting the parameters value from these text fields. Now for sending a request, we will use this code. So copy it and paste it here. Now let's run your application. Oops, we forgot to define the URL. So let's define URL user register equals to the URL of our register.php file. So this is localhost / my iOS app / v1 / register.php. Just remember, you can't use localhost. You need to find the IP. So for this, open terminal, type ifconfig, and here you will find the IP address, and this is the IP of my system. Now replace localhost with this IP, and we will use this URL. So put this URL here, and now run your application. So we are sending a post request with Alamo Fire with this URL, and we are adding these parameters to the request, and we are displaying the response message in the label. So you remember we are getting the response in JSON format that user created successfully, and this message will be shown in the label. If we will send the information for the same user, we will get the message user already exists, and if some error occurs, we will get the error message. So let's check if it is working or not. So let's put some username like Bilal Khan 234 1234. Email would be Bilal. I'm changing the email, and name would be, and phones. Let's hit register, and you can see user created successfully. Let's check the database. So as you can see, the new values are inserted. So our application is working fine. You can get the source code from the link given in the description of the video, and please subscribe to my channel for more videos, and for confusions you can comment your queries, and I will soon post the next video, and in the next video we will cover the login.